Hello and welcome to the Tarkus Zone. Thank you for joining me. Today we're going to be playing the zombie survival game online. It's still in the demo phase. If you go to the Steam platform, you'll find a demo button. You'll be able to play the game for free. It's unlimited time, so you can just play it until you get sick of it or bored or whatever level of play you want to do with the demo. There's a lot to do with the game, so the demo does, fill you right up with what this game can do. Now, I'm a pretty new player. I would call myself a noob, N-O-O-B. I don't know much about this game. I did a video yesterday on it as I was just clunking around, and I was complaining that I didn't see a tutorial for the game. And I always jump to multiplayer because that's what I do. I should have gone to single player, and right here is where it says play tutorial. Now, I did play this tutorial. It's not a normalized tutorial, meaning that a lot of tutorials in a game will have you talk to NPCs and you go from one place to another to kind of do things. This is a tutorial that you see a lot of in VR, if you play a lot of VR games. So what it is, it's just really a room. Let me hit the F here. It's really a room that kind of gives you information on the game. Check the shelves, some containers are lootable. So it's not like a walkthrough tutorial. It's just like it's on your own pace kind of thing. If you can read English, you can try to figure out the game. I do want to say that, when it comes to games, the easiest thing to do is to go to the settings and then look at the controls and just see what the controls do. And that kind of gives you a good starting point if you don't want to try to do a walkthrough like this tutorial. Like right here, they got an arrow here on this box. It's got a key that you need to open the door, and then you open the door and you go into the next room that just gives you a series of bulletin boards, billboards, whatever you want to call them, of information on what things mean. And yesterday I said that I didn't think there was a stamina bar because I was like endlessly running. Well, it is over there on the side. It's in green. It's next to the water and the food and your death icon. It's like really way over there. And it kind of like right now it's kind of blending in. So let me see if I can get it to, I guess to the floor. Okay, yeah, you can see it there. There's a green icon. So when you sprint, it goes down, or a green meter, I guess, a stamina meter. Because I was like, wow, geez, most of these games tend to have a stamina meter where you run out of energy, or an energy meter. Well, they call it stamina because when you look up here, it says green stamina. So, that's what they call it. Here, this room just shows you where you can pick. I keep on trying to hit E because my other games that I play, the command is E, but in this game it's F. This room is just so that you can pick things up. It just shows you that you can pick stuff up. Some foods are poisonous. So that's how this tutorial works. Well, I don't really think I need to spend much time in here because, again, I was kind of doing my own Tarkus Zone thing where I go to a game like a 6-year-old, like a toddler, to try to figure it out. Because that's how I like. There are people on my channel that always love that about me, where I kind of slosh around trying to figure things out. And that goes good because there are people in this world that can't read English. They might read a language that's not English, or they just like to try to figure things out on their own, like I do. And I find that somewhat rewarding, especially with newer games. You try to figure them out. And then, as you also know, is I do walk through game stuff with other games where, the tough stuff, this really hard stuff to figure out. I've done it with Diablo, Black Desert Online, Guild Wars 2, all those really hard things that people can't figure out. I do tutorials on that stuff to help people with their game experience. But the simple tutorial stuff, I did do tutorials for Riven World. That was because they didn't have a robust tutorial, so I had done a tutorial video for them. Now, yesterday when I was playing the game, I was kind of getting PK'd by the person that owned the server. I do want to mention this in today's video, that the multiplayer, how it works with the beta, is peer-to-peer, meaning that a person needs to host the server on their box. So you know, and as long as they're running the game on their box, their gaming computer, then other people connect to it. But as soon as they close the game down, no one else can connect to the server. Like today, again, I go to the server browser, and none of the servers that I had been playing on are listed here, which is discouraging because it's hard to do progress on a multiplayer server if the server's never up. But that's what happens with a peer-to-peer connection. So I asked the developers, are you going to do dedicated servers, and or are you going to be hosting your own servers when the game comes out? And the answer was yes and yes. So as you know, with Tarkus, I hate peer-to-peer connection games. I just don't like them, because the person on the other end needs to be on all the time. Or if you're hosting the server, you've got to run it all the time. And the problem is normally you need another game key for that. So if I'm not going to play if I'm hosting a game as a peer-to-peer person, I don't want my game world to get slogged down. So typically the roundabout when you don't have a dedicated server is to buy 2 copies of the game. 1 copy of the game, you run the host server, and that guy never moves. He stays in a location on the server world that is safe. And then you log in on another computer to play on that server, and that other server or that other computer stays running 24/7. So anyone can jump on and off all the time, but it's peer-to-peer. Requires 2 license keys for the game to do it that way, because again, I don't like playing on the same box that I'm hosting my servers on. It's just the way I prefer it. So when the developer came back and said, no, we're going to be doing dedicated servers, you'll be able to host your own dedicated servers. We're going to have a minimum couple servers at launch until the bugs get worked out, and maybe more in the, later on. Because as you know me, I never play peer-to-peer games because of the nonsense I just explained, where you gotta have multiple copies of the game if you really want it to work out, if you really want it to be up 24/7. Because who's gonna have their main computer up 24 hours playing hosting a game when they can't use the computer for anything else? So what I would normally do is slap it on another laptop or another server that I've got here and just run another licensed copy of the game. But that's not going to be a problem because they got dedicated servers coming out. So let's just go into single player mode here. Let's just go new game. They've only got 1 map to choose for the demo, and I'm just going to call it OP or whatever, save OP name. And really, I mean, I'm not really into demos, folks. I don't play demos to exhaustion, meaning that I'll play a game to allow my viewers to have eyes on the product. But after today's video, you're probably going to just see me post now and then on this game as it develops, and maybe jump into the demo every once in a while. But I'm not going to play the game until it really comes out with the dedicated servers and whatnot. And it's more of a bigger package game, because the release game is going to have a larger world. It's going to have more cities in it. It's going to have a lot more to do on the released packaged of the game. A demo is exactly what it is. It's a demo. It's there so that you can get familiar with the game, see if it's something that you like, see if it's something that you want to play. And then when they release the game, you're ready to dish out the money, right? To buy the game. Money, money, money. Yeah, I mean, because that's a great thing about a company running a demo, is you get a good understanding of what they're delivering, so you know what you're buying. There's a lot of gaming companies that just don't do that. They don't give you a free-to-play version or a demo version. They don't let you get your beak wet. So they rather you play their game, and then if you don't like it, then refund it within 2 hours. And their hope is that you don't refund it in 2 hours. But with a demo play, it also allows the community who supports the game to tell them if things are not working correctly. Now, this company did not ask me to test their game. Now, I got a lot of on my list to test. I've got, you know me, that's what my channel really is game testing. And I've got 3 or 4 games that I'm going to be testing I got one actively testing. That's Ars Notoria. I'm just waiting for them to do the update. And then I've got 3 other game communities that have reached out to me to ask me to test their game in the future. So when it comes to demos, it's just what it is. It's a demo. I mean, again, the game developers have not asked me to help them test this game. I don't really think they're at that point. I think they're beyond the test phase because they seem to have a very stable demo. I mean, granted, there's probably quality of life things that could be changed in this game, but again, I'm not going to really worry about that at the demo. I just don't. I just got too many things on my plate to add another game to. Oh, Tarkus thinks you should do this, and Tarkus thinks you should do that, or I think this might work better for you. That's not why I'm here at this game. I'm here just to enjoy the game. Look at the. I keep on hitting that E button. Look at the graphics. Put your eyeballs on it. And actually, to be an actual game that Tarkus will play in the future, and not one that I'm just testing and moving on, because that's what happens with me. Is I test a lot of games, and when you see them on my channel, is I'll test, and then I'll move on to the next game. I'll test and move on to the next game, and there's very few games that I actually go into full release and play, because I just like doing the testing aspects. But this game here is very promising, and I might do the full play of this game when it comes out. I'm not really sure what the price value or the price package is going to be on this game. My guess would be probably no more than $30. But I've been wrong. I just saw a game hit the market the other day for $40 that was just a pile of garbage. I was like, holy crap. Like, it's crazy on how some developers ask so much money and their product is just trash. You know what I mean? It's like almost like, how do you sleep at night? How do you sleep at night asking $40 for a game that is barely functionable? And what's interesting about it is, there are some games that the developers are really not trying to give you garbage. They're truly trying to give a good product, but they just don't have the development chops or the experience to actually do what their vision is. And that happens, and it happens a lot. It's not like they're trying to scam, a game company's trying to scam you. It's just that they just don't have the tools in their tool belts to pull it off. But this game here seems to be flowing just right. I mean, like I said yesterday in my video, I'm playing on a crappy laptop computer that's not really designed for gaming, and this game is working just fine. So you're supposed to be collecting things. One of the big things I need here is rocks and sticks to get to the building of my tools. And the demo has items everywhere. It's just you gotta find them. Oh, here's some water here. I wonder if I can drink the. It's a dirty tank. Look at that. Called Dirty Tank. So I imagine at some point you've got to clean that water, or you've got to send it through something that sterilizes it before you drink it. But there is a well inside the main city that we left that you can just drink all you want, and it's clean. One of the things I did mention yesterday in my video is how the inventory. I was saying that the inventory system seemed a little clunky. It's still the fact. I mean, that's my own personal preference. It does feel a little clunky where stone takes up 4 squares and your sticks take up 1. I mean, that's a development, that's what they wanted. And I imagine if I put clothes on, or if I get bags, or if I get backpacks, I'll be able to get more slots to fill. It's just that really quickly in the early on stages of the game, you're just filling your inventory real quick, and you don't really have a place to put the stuff other than carry it, or create a chest, I think, to to put your stuff in. I keep on hitting the E button. It's just that so many of the games that I play use E as the interaction. Oh, I have a zombie. Now, again, one of the things. Look at this propane. This thing was carrying a propane. I can't even carry it. So it's a propane tank, and I can't even get it in my inventory because my inventory is pretty much full. All right, so I think I've got everything I need to create the homemade axe. It takes 8 seconds to make it. But this is part of the clunkiness or the inventory problem that I have early on. Is last time the item wouldn't fit in my inventory because it was always full. See, look, the thing takes up 3 slots. So I just got lucky this time around. It like takes 3 slots, so my inventory is completely filled already. So I got to find a way to get rid of some of this stuff that I don't need. I'll probably put it in a storage chest. So for the item that I just made, the axe, normally in a lot of games you just double click on them and they'll equip, or you right double click. Here you've got to right click and then hit equipped, and then it goes down to your quick slot down here. So now I've got to hit 2, and now I've got the axe in my hand. And once you've got the axe, you can just start chopping trees. So the next thing we're going to need to make is the pickaxe, so that we can go after the bigger rocks. So like even the wood takes up 2 slots. So you fill your inventory quick. So again, I'm kind of new at the game, and I'm a noob, but that just seems like it's filling your inventory so quick early on. Maybe more inventory slots or a better. I don't think I can make a storage bin yet. Maybe I can. Storage box. It requires 50 wood for the storage box, but I think that's my only saving grace, is getting that storage box made so I can put stuff in it, so I'm not walking around with a full inventory. So let's see how quickly it takes to get 50 wood. Okay, I've been clicking the mouse repeatedly. You can just hold the mouse button down. You just hold the left mouse button down and you'll just keep on chopping. So you don't have to. Oh, I've got no space for items. So let me see here. What's going on with that? Okay, so it looks like the wood caps out at 55. So I can make the chest. Let's see if that is what I need. Obviously, I won't be able to hold it in my inventory because my inventory is full. It probably will just drop to the ground once I make it. Yeah, it can't be stored. There it is on the ground, and I don't think I can pick it up. Yeah, I can't pick it up to do a placement of it, so I'm gonna have to drop stuff out of my inventory, I guess. So why don't I let me just drop the stone. Let me see if I can pick up the storage box. Oh, and it's interesting is when you've got your inventory screen up, you can't do anything else. You can't move, you can't sidestep, you can't do anything while the inventory screen's up. You've got to make sure that that's closed. Which, again, a little bit of the clunkiness I was talking about earlier yesterday is, so now how do I deploy the storage? I'm going to place it. Okay, R to rotate, to place, hold to build menu. Okay, again, I've got the box, but I can't move and I can't place it anywhere else other than in front of me. So when you go to place it, oh, there it is. I had to close that screen. So you had to close the other window screen before you could actually place this thing. So let me show you. Okay, now I can't even get it out of my damn. So how do I get it to go away? Oh, it placed. So I couldn't even cancel the action. I wonder if I could even pick this thing back up. Nope, I can't pick it up either, it looks like. So this is just some of the designs of the game. Is when I went to place it, when you have the inventory screen up, you can't do nothing. So as long as your inventory screen's up, you're kind of like dead in the water. So you have to make sure you hit escape and close that screen to move around again. But while I was in the building screen to drop the box, I couldn't move either. So I don't know. So maybe I just too noob at this game. So at least I can get into the box now and I can throw stuff in here, right? I can't drag stuff in there. No space for that item. How is there no space for that item? It's a whole box. Oh, there it is. I guess I got to click on. So I was clicking. Okay. All right. So what I was doing is I was dragging it to this square here, and it won't fit that square. I actually have to drag it into a square that is actually wider than that one square. So I didn't want to do an auto, just put it in there. I have to actually put it in there and do that with it. All right. That's all right. Now remember, this is a PvP game that, if you're on multiplayer, somebody can destroy this box, and I imagine they could steal your stuff. And we're just going to do that, just for the sake of doing it, and see if it actually drops the wood. I mean, this is just a tester in me. I like testing games, even though I'm not here to test their video game. I just want to see if the actual items actually will, and there's a durability loss on the tool I'm using. I wonder if the knife will do more damage. I'm not really sure if, no, it looks like the axe is certainly doing more damage than the knife was. All right, we'll get there. We're all gonna get there. We're gonna get this box done. All right. At least if this was a PvP thing, at least you'd have some time to defend your stuff. Because this 1,000 points on this wood chest is a lot. Well, I'm also just using the basic. Oh, am I getting attacked by a zombie? Really, I'm trying to do something, dude. Leave me alone. All right. Here we go. All right, let's see if I can. Yep, I can get the wood. Look at that. And again, you're kind of locked in here while the inventory screen's up. You can't really move or do anything. Why is there a bag still on the ground? All right, I guess the bag doesn't disappear immediately, even though I've looted it. It's because it's still there. It's the remains of the box or the crate. Normally, those things just disappear right off the bat, but there must be an in-game mechanic that will eat that up when it's ready to be, when it's done. Imagine they leave it there long enough if somebody can loot it. All right. Well, as you can see, I mean, the game runs smoothly. It's just got its own little quirks that you just got to play around. I mean, I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. It's just with me. I've played so many of these type of games that I get spoiled by quality of life things. And then I get spoiled to the point where I like to see those quality of life things in other games. And you gotta remember, this is just a demo. It's early on. It's early access. So even when the game fully releases, it might have a couple of these things where gamers are going to be like, I think this might work better. I mean, especially dragging the wood into the crate. I mean, it should auto just fill it. It'd find the first available slot that it can go in and not have to, find the perfect, and a lot of people like auto sort. I guess that's what I'm talking about, is just kind of just lets it throw it in there and it kind of just auto sorts it in there. But this game is more detailed, I guess, where you gotta manually sort it. I did say that your items do take durability loss. So if we look at the axe, it is down to 116 to 250. So you'll have to either repair them or make another one. I mean, the early items tend to be easier to just remake than to repair, but I'm not really sure about that in this game. I don't know if I can repair them by right-clicking on them, unequipped and drop. No, so it might be an NPC I need to talk to repair it. But that's really it, folks. I just wanted to put your eyes back on this product. I'm going to probably take a break from the game until it actually comes out, or if they update the demo in some way. If they come out and say, oh, we updated the demo with these features, these quality of life things or whatever, I'll come back to the demo and play it a little bit more. But outside of that, I think I'm going to wait for the main release when they have the dedicated servers out, and then play the game, multiplayer on a dedicated server with friends. All right. Well, thank you for joining me, and this has been the Tarkus Zone.